Good to see you again. Time for Media Watch. Olivia's in place. We're talking about a human zombie. This isn't it is a horror story, but it's sadly one that wasn't concocted and made in a film studio.
It sounds like a horror film, but it's actually not. I don't know if you heard about this story earlier in the week. A man was intercepted by the side of the road by police, chewing the face off another man in an act of what is really cannibalism. As soon as this story broke earlier on in the week, there's a lot of speculation as to what was going on there. Here, Gorka has what the hell happened, how he transformed into the Miami zombie. All sorts of theories were bandied around, from voodoo to a zombie attack to devil possession, all this kind of thing. However, the version of events now that most newspapers have settled on is the involvement of a drug that goes strangely under the innocuous name of bath salts. It's a compound drug made up of MDPV, methadone, other chemical substances, and it has basically all the worst side effects of illegal drugs. Things like paranoia, delirium, violence, palpitations, all sorts of strange effects, which is now what people are explaining for this act of what is human cannibalism, really.
Absolutely gross. Can we move on?
We can move on.
Okay, tell us about this row that's all kicked off over this. It was Fox News, wasn't it? This I don't know what you call it. Trailer, advert.
Well, it was a video. You know, they just
critical
said,
piece.
let's take a look at this.
Criticising Obama.
Wow, they didn't call it a critical piece. They said this is a roundup of Obama's time in office.
Okay.
This is how they presented it. Let's see what Obama's done, a wrap-up of 4 years. And what it is it's 4 minutes of Obama's policy speeches, cut, as you can see, edited with all the bad images of America today. You've got spiraling debt, you've got Obama talking about job creation and growth, contrasted with footage of homeless people. And there's this dark, foreboding music, a bit like a kind of thriller or something quite scary. And the whole thing is really quite over the top. I mean, even conservative bloggers have said, look, here we've got the figures saying then and now. And they're really playing on his change campaign slogan, saying, oh yes, there was a change and it was all bad.
It's an excellent piece of political propaganda if you look at it from another perspective. Is there a problem with the figures? Are they wrong or something?
No, they're absolutely not. But the word you use is interesting, propaganda. This is what it has been called. And we know that Fox is never going to be sympathetic to Obama as a Democrat. But some people say this has gone too far now. The media watchdogs say that now, this Media Matters, for example, they survey the US media.
Yeah.
They're saying that this has crossed a line today. They say that, while Fox and Friends have long been a home for some of the most vicious, misleading, petty and dishonest attacks on President Obama, they crossed a new ethical line in they're no longer providing a journalistic service. This is what their critics say.
Okay, so if Fox marketed itself on being basically a political propaganda channel, fine. That's what they're setting out to do with that. The fact that they're masquerading as a news channel, they're saying, is wrong.
Yes.
You wouldn't find that kind of stuff, for instance, on France 5 Cat because we independently do the news.
Exactly.
And that's it.
And this is what people are criticising them for. They say that they're no longer interested in covering the election. And I mean, a Republican channel would cover an election with a Republican stance. But they're now just attacking Obama. It's been reduced to that. So there are criticisms of propaganda here.
Okay, there was no kind of counterfilm picking away at Mitt Romney's claims and counterclaims and
Well,
stuff.
no, they've taken it off their website.
Okay.
It's no longer there. But speaking of Romney, he's not coming for a good day. I'm not sure you saw this on the internet, but it's quite funny. Mitt Romney launched an application for your iPhone where you can take a photo of yourself and him together and saying, I'm with Mitt.
How sad.
For a better America. The problem is he...
Is that it?
Yes, he spelled the key word wrong. So a better America, which gave rise to a lot of jokes on social media, things like there's no America without the CIA. And it, of course, like any good news story, it's now got its own Tumblr blog. We've got lots of spelling fails. My favourite one is where school is printed wrong on a school bus. Lots of jokes about spelling bees, and even picked up by Stephen Colbert from the Colbert Report,
he's funny.
who pledged allegiance to America. So let's hear from him.
That's not a problem. That's a brilliant strategy. Now Romney can become the president of America or America. He's just doubled the odds. Plus, the next time China comes around to collect our debt, we can just say, sorry, America moved out months ago. This is America. No forwarding address. Dog, she's hid, crack, no tea.
Olivia, we're going to better leave it there because I think I'm about to crack up. Olivia, thank you very much
You're
indeed.
welcome.
Olivia there with with Media Watch. Thank you.